This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
That surge coming in. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
All day long, we've been monitoring video of Hurricane Beryl's wrath on the Texas coast. Right now, we know the storm has killed at least 2 people who died after trees fell on their Harris County homes, and millions are without power. Now, some of that wind and rain will make its way to the bi-state. Thanks for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn. Beryl was downgraded to a tropical storm early this afternoon after making landfall in Texas. The first of the season to do that on any U.S. coast this year. Michael Yoshida has the latest on Beryl's path of destruction.
I looked up and my roof was gone. It just went.
Terrifying moments for Texans living along the coast as Hurricane Beryl slams the state, carving a path inland.
The wind tunnel just went crazy. Stuff started flying off the walls, zinging around the house.
Hurricane-strength wind gusts reaching as high as 94 miles per hour in Freeport and knocking out power to more than 2 million customers in the state, according to poweroutage.us.
The biggest issue is going to be Center Point in Texas, New Mexico, assessing how many homes and businesses are without power. And then our favorite people over the coming few days will be the linemen as they get out and bust their butts on getting power back to everyone.
Across the area, fallen trees, a flipped truck, and collapsed roofs. Houston firefighters rescued a man trapped in bed when a tree fell on the house. The storm surge and heavy rainfall flooding several interstates as crews rushed to perform high-water rescues for stranded drivers.
Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Please, Houstonians, anyone that can hear my voice, shelter in place. Shelter in place. We're in an emergency.
Houston Mayor John Whitmire calling on everyone to stay inside. He says the city is focused on emergency response and preparing for what comes next.
We will do an assessment. We will be opening up centers. The Red Cross is in contact with us.
In Houston, Michael Yoshida, 5 on your side.
Now, the storm lost its punch as it moved ashore, but Beryl's remnants are expected to hit the St. Louis area. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell here with the latest on that trajectory and the flood watch coming with it. Scott?
And this afternoon, we have some stronger thunderstorms that have popped up across the area. So we are in a weather impact alert this afternoon into this evening for the potential of some stronger thunderstorms to continue until about 7 or 8 o'clock. We had a warning earlier for Phelps County and also one out in St. Charles County. No reports of severe weather, and the storms seem to have weakened a little bit, at least the ones the warnings were issued on, but there are still storms out there, and some of them are strong. Let's get into it for you as you see this action pushing into the metro area, out into Wildwood, back out into the St. Charles area. You're looking now at the Boone Bridge with a little bit of rain, but then it really picks up as you get back to Lake St. Louis at this point. Of course, you know Lake St. Louis has come way up because of all the rain last week. We also have along 44, some torrential rain on the road west of Eureka, west of Six Flags, heading out towards Pacific. Then you look to the south, more thunderstorms developing down across Phelps, Crawford, into Washington counties. Strongest storms right now between St. James and Cuba, probably producing some hail up to the size of nickels, perhaps quarters. So let's deal with this evening's threats first. Until 8 o'clock this evening, an isolated severe thunderstorms possible. You might see some brief gusts to 60 miles per hour. Most of them won't be that high. We also have the potential for some torrential rain briefly, which could cause a quick rise in the creeks and streams. So stay aware this evening and don't drive through flooded roads if they happen. And flooded roads, a big concern as we head into this time tomorrow, because the remnants of Beryl will bring us 2 to 4 inches of rain. That doesn't roll in until very early tomorrow morning, Kay.
All right, thank you, Scott. We're continuing to follow the aftermath of the 4th of July mass shooting in downtown St. Louis. 7 people were shot and several business owners are worried about their futures. One of the businesses impacted by last week's violence was U-Craft. The doors aren't even open, but now the owners have to worry about broken windows, which can cost thousands. And violence like we saw this weekend can also scare business away.
I've got a 6-year-old nephew who is urging his father not to come down here to work because of safety reasons, and I got a 4-year-old niece that cried the whole entire time. You know, we're in this fight right now to get people to come downtown to eat with us, and they see this, why would they?
Ucraft's owners say they've sunk nearly $1 million into their downtown space and are hoping for more action to be taken to prevent further violence. 5 on Your Side's Justina Coronel follows up with more tonight on 5 on Your Side at 5 and 6. In just 2 hours, a downtown neighborhood town hall will address the recent wave of city violence. That meeting is at the Central Public Library from 6 to 7:45 this evening. Special guest speakers will include Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore and Metro St. Louis Police Chief Robert Tracy. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski will have a live report at 5. We will stream this event on KSDK.com and on the 5 on Your Side app. Right now, the major case squad investigating a deadly shooting in Berkeley. Around 11 last night, officers responded to Jefferson Avenue after getting reports of gunfire in the area. When they arrived, officers found a man in a car. He'd been shot. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital where he later died. 15 major case squad investigators are working with Berkeley police on the case. They haven't shared the name of that victim yet. Right now, St. Louis police investigating another shooting. This one happened last night in downtown St. Louis, the parking lot at Horseshoe Casino. According to investigators, the victim was standing next to a white car when someone inside got out and shot him. The shooter got back in the car and got away. The victim was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. One of 2 teenagers who escaped from the St. Louis Juvenile Detention Center back in custody this afternoon. The 2 managed to get away July 4th around 2 p.m. Police say they caught a 15-year-old near the Justice Center. A 16-year-old is still on the run. If you have any information about where he might be, you can leave an anonymous tip on Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, police investigating a string of overnight burglaries at 6 businesses in Florissant. Paula Fasson is live in Florissant tonight. She spoke exclusively with one of the business operators, and Paula, he wants to send a strong message to the community.
That's right. Well, this boarded up window behind me is what's left. And the people who run this business say they're out now thousands of dollars, but they say they're not going anywhere. Felicia Mont is the operator of this Papa John's on Newhall's Ferry Road in Florissant. Her business is one of 6 food establishments burglarized overnight. She says the people behind the crimes knew what they were doing. They came in wearing masks and were in and out of her business in less than 3 minutes.
They broke in through the front window, which is right behind you guys, just hit it with like a hammer, kicked out the glass, came inside, pried our till out, and took our safe. We were just really happy that this happened after close and we didn't have any employees inside.
And there's plenty of surveillance video that Florissant police are now looking through. Meanwhile, they're still working to find out who's responsible. In Florissant, Paula Vassan, 5 on Your Side.
Thank you, Paula. Let's get right back to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
And we have a weather impact alert now with a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes southwestern portions of St. Louis County as well as northern portions of Jefferson County. It's this cell that's coming into Eureka right now over 6 Flags and approaching Highway 109. It has strong winds at this point, perhaps up to 60 miles per hour, as well as some hail. Also another storm down Highway 30 as you head southwest of High Ridge. But it looks like the one we're really concerned about is this one that's approaching Eureka right now. On its eastward track, it'll follow Highway 44 right into the Valley Park area in about the next 15 minutes or so. They're only moving about 20-25 miles per hour. Stay inside, away from windows and doors. Also want to mention that areas just back to the west here in northern portions, northeastern portions of Franklin County, you've had a tremendous amount of rain just within the last hour or so. If any water's covering the road, you don't want to drive through that. We'll see you in a few minutes and we'll keep you updated.
All right, thank you, Scott. A flash flood rescue leads to the death of an assistant fire chief. The mid-Missouri community now in mourning after a first responder's boat flips. Boeing agrees to a plea deal to avoid criminal charges. Why? They'll pay hundreds of millions of dollars to the U.S. government.